Hey everybody, welcome to Streaming Matters, and here we go with me and my partner Aubyn over here. So I'd like to thank everyone for joining us. Changed it up a little bit. We got rid of the other music, so next week we'll have something a little bit different. So just changing it up. Glad to see everybody hanging out with us. Aubyn, how are you doing today, sir?
I'm good, brother. I'm good.
Well,
It's rainy today, but yesterday I gotta say was one of the nicest days I've had in a while. The weather was really great. I didn't even have to wear a jacket when I rode my bike, so I was really
happy man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually seeing the sun.
Yeah.
Today was 69-ish, I think,
hmm
but the wind was a little bit more than I liked.
Uh-huh.
But the sun, not a cloud in the sky. Tomorrow's going to be in the mid 70s, so
Okay.
happy to see spring is here. So happy
Yeah.
that we're coming up out of winter and we're headed towards spring, and summer's going to be here
Finally.
before we know it. So that's awesome to hear. So I'd like to thank everybody for hanging out with us today. I see a handful of people over in our side chat. We'd like to say hello to everyone over there and kind of recognize the people that take time out of your busy day to come hang out with us on live. You're taking time out to catch us live, and that does mean a lot to us because some of these people here every single week, so it's really awesome. Monkey 28, first one there. He was here. He was there an hour and 45 minutes early. Eddie's hanging with us. Michael's hanging with us. Red. Hey everybody, and yes, happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. So that is in just a couple days. So if you didn't remember, you better get your wife something or your mama something. You got 2 days to get your stuff straight, so don't get yourself in no trouble. So Heel hanging with us today. Thank you, Mr. From Portugal, always hanging with us on a Friday night. Roger hanging out with us, and we are restreaming this show. Again, we break ground here. We do things a little bit differently, and we are having this being broadcast on VR, big screen right now. So if you go on to big screen on your VR unit, you can watch us on the big screen. See me big as all day, which maybe you don't want to see me that way, but simulcast. And I want to thank Roger for hosting that room, and he's able to answer all the questions. So any of the folks that are in that room, if you have any questions, ask Roger. He'll try to unnerd our discussions because we're going to get a little nerdy. We're going to go back to some of my more favorite topics today. So we're gonna talk about some of that stuff. So we're gonna get to that. I'm excited. So Canucks hanging with us. Hello, my dear. Haven't seen her in a little bit. I haven't played golf all. Well, I don't think I've played hardly at all this week. So.
I barely played this week also.
Well, I probably played tonight. So
Yeah.
nice to see Canuck and Stuart hanging with us. Oh, Miss Honeybee, what's up, my dear? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Let's see, running down through my thing here. Flick Chick hanging out with us. Thank you, Flick Chick, for coming in with us. Motor Man, who's been on the show before. Nice to see you. Nigel, thank you for or Nige Dalton. Is that Nige? What do you say? How you say it? Nige?
I'm trying to see it. Not Nige.
Nige. Okay.
Nige.
Thank you.
Nige.
Yeah. Hey, he's from
Nige.
See, Aubyn's from New York. He can handle all those names. We got Jokel. Thank you for hanging with us. The Father's hanging with us. Jim, Heavy Metal, Leon, Separgol, Big Glow.
What's up, Leon?
Nice to see her again. And Mr. E. Chuck's hanging with us. Technic. We got Noir over in the side chat. Justin, look at 70 degrees Fahrenheit in London. Spring is arriving. Oh, gotta love it, love it, love it. Enrique hanging with us. Mark Funsters are with us. Mr. Pickles, I see. So we got lots of people. Rich, thank you for hanging out with us. So we're going to go through and we're going to talk about a lot of different topics. Hopefully, I'm probably going to piss some people off. I mean, we'll be honest about that. I'm probably going to piss some people off because I'm not here to promote any one particular add-on, or I'm gonna give you some ideas, some facts, or some thoughts for you to think about, and you decide what you want to use. I don't care what add-ons you use. I don't care if you use APKs. Don't care if you use Netflix. It's up to you. But we like to give you some things to think about. And I have been reading Reddit, and oh my gosh, over the last couple of weeks, we are back in K-app drama.
Yep.
We are in the K-app drama. It is entertainment to read. Is it for us? I do find it quite funny to read some of the drama. Whenever we see add-ons leave, what happens? The forks come rolling in because everybody wants a little bit of fame on the K app platform, or even the APK form. And because we're going to talk about cinema in a little while, we're going to see some stuff going on there. So all of these things being forked, and we talked about Fen, Venom, and Oath, which were closed. What was it? A couple weeks ago,
Couple
Aubyn?
weeks. Yeah,
It's,
yeah, it's
it's,
been 3 weeks,
yeah,
4
it's
weeks.
been both. They all closed up. Said they were done. They weren't gonna. They weren't gonna keep those add-ons going anymore. And whenever you have a void, there is a plethora of people that are going to want to jump in there and to create an add-on and to be up there. So um, anybody can make an add-on. I think that everybody, if you want to make an add-on, if it's for you, it's for other people, you want to share it with everybody, you want to share it with only your family, whatever you want to do. But we're seeing so many people that are creating forks and they're doing it half-assed. If you're going to create a fork, and there's a couple things. Number one, change the name. You think that that's common sense, but not everybody does it. They try to ride the coattails of another add-on, so they using the same name, ride the coattails. Change the name. Number one. Number two, change the art. Don't ride the coattails by using the same art if you're going to fork an add-on. Change the art. Be creative. Create something a little bit different. Try to create your own branding of sorts. And the other thing is change the API keys. There's API keys in there for some have it for tracked TMDB or IMDB. There'll be keys in there that link that add-on to websites. So change those keys, because those keys were made by the creator of the original add-on. And what we're seeing lots of people just grab the latest Oath, Fen, whatever, and then they just, well, I'm gonna put it out here myself, and we're seeing just a ton of add-ons racing out there to be something. Don't, as a end user, and I'm gonna give this advice to us, and I'm telling you, this is the advice that I am using myself. Don't chase after every single new add-on out there, because I'll be honest with you, most of the add-ons that are racing out in front, trying to be the first fork of this particular add-on, are not going to be around long. It takes work to maintain an add-on, to keep it up to date, to fix things, especially when it comes to scrapers. And we're going to probably see a lot of these add-ons not fixing scrapers, because probably a lot of the people working as the developers on those particular add-ons are probably going to struggle on fixing scrapers, and that's where you're really going to see the add-on degrade. And so you're seeing this race of all these people going out there, and these add-ons, some of them may not be around a month. So if you race out and you've got this new add-on, you're like, oh, this is great, and then it's gone. The developer is MIA after 3 weeks. You're going to have to start all over again. Let me find something new. So hang tight. Don't panic. Don't freak out. Don't race out to get these forks, because honestly, a lot of them won't be around long. We've seen this over and over. This is historical. I'm not talking
Yeah.
out my ass. Historically, this happens. There will be some of these forks that will last. Some of them will do well. I mean, Oath is a fork, so we can, there was numerous forks that have been around and trusted. So let the dust settle. Let shit calm down. I just see the Reddit threads and the the Discords, Facebook groups, the Telegram groups, where everybody's like, "Oh, where can I get this new? I heard there's a new fork for this add-on. I need to get it. I need to get it. Oh, it's not working." And all you see is just a bunch of crying and pissing and moaning because it's not working, or they can't get this to work. It ain't the same as it was before. Don't race out to get everything. Don't waste your time, folks. Sit back, let the dust settle. Give it a month before you go and start doing it. Add-ons are that are shutting down will last long enough for a new developer to come along for the next big thing. And you're right. There's new add-ons that are going to somebody's gonna to be to create the next new kind of big thing. There's enough out there that we have so many add-ons out there. Um, that nobody's starving for content. There's nobody starving to find the content that you want. It's out there. I mean, it's out there with an add-on that's probably been around for months, if not a year or two. So there's no reason to race out and to try to chase down the newest one because I'm seeing so many people upset. I'm seeing people forking these add-ons that are doing jacked up jobs, half-ass jobs, and I don't know if they're doing it on purpose or if they're doing it because they're just ignorant of how to properly fork an add-on. I don't know why. So I'm saying save yourself some time, save yourself some headaches and some frustration, and maybe having to wipe your K app installation because some of these particular, if you're installing repos, add-ons, what's going to happen? You're going to jack up your K app. It's gonna get messed up, and you're going to have to wipe it and start all over again. And so I'm saying save yourself some time, save yourself some headache. There is plenty of add-ons out there. I'm not going to mention the add-ons that are out there that have been around for a while. You know where to find them. You know what they are. Use them and continue to use them until you see the dust settle. Everybody always wants the newest, shiniest new thing out. The newest and shiny is not always the best. Usually they're full of bugs. Um, and with a good developer, with a person that has some knowledge, that's not a large problem. It can be fixed. But if you have people that really don't know what they're doing or they're kind of new to it, they'll things won't work and they won't be able to fix it for a little while. So, oh, wrong one. So, so hold tight. Things are things will get sorted out. I know that if you see any questions, I'm not going to mention these forks because I try not to mention names of add-ons that I'm not given permission to talk about or that are not widely publicly known. I mean, if it's an add-on that's publicly known to everybody, well, I mean, it's out there. But there's a lot of add-ons that are newer, and unless they want a video done or they want talked about it, I'm gonna respect that they don't want to be talked about. Won't talk about them. So if you have an add-on and you want me to talk about it, fine, I'll talk about it. But I'm gonna wait till I'm given permission to do that because there's a lot of people trying to stay on the DL. Yeah, and that's a very good point. Thank you, Aubyn. But Funster has things. They do mass replace, and if you've messed around with add-ons, you can replace. Let's say you replace the word oath, which is gone now. You take the word oath and you're like, well, I'm just going to replace it with my new name. That doesn't always fix things. That actually can break things if it does a mass replace and replaces in places where it shouldn't. So a lot of people think, I'll just copy and paste and replace all the names and I'm good to go. That's not going to happen. So as me looking out for end users, again, I'm looking out for the person that's a medium user or a person that's been around for a little while. Unless you want to be the beta tester, don't chase the new add-ons because you are a beta tester if you're chasing these new add-ons because there's going to be problems. And if it's a big problem, you have to accept the risk that you need to get a fresh install of Kodi, which that's not the end of the world, but some people the thought of that is very scary. So if you don't want to be a beta tester, stop chasing all these new add-ons because most likely you're going to run into some problems, and unless you want to deal with those headaches, you're not going to want to mess around with it. So I'm not sure. I see numerous people, and I know Chuck and numerous of us. I know Fo. I know a lot of us deal with a lot of in the Telegram groups, and we're having to deal with the questions, and it's sometimes it's comical. Sometimes just the people, it's like, oh, I heard this is new, so I went and installed it.
Oh my gosh.
So,
I see that all the time, and I just had to just shake my head. I'm like, oh my gosh.
and most of the time, these people all just racing out to install stuff don't really have a good solid grasp of how things work and how the K app works. And when they run into a problem, they freak out, and then they go to Facebook or Reddit or wherever and start, fix my problem. I can't help it. So yeah, so chill out, relax. There's plenty of add-ons out there that will give you your content. So, save yourself some headache. And this leads right into repositories and add-ons. Who can you trust? And again, people installing repositories, and I've said this before. Now, the K19 app does have some safety measures that can help you and save you from kind of being hijacked by installing a bad repository. But it doesn't. If you install a bad repository and then you take an update from that repository, well, then you've given permission for that repository to update that particular add-on moving forward. So when you install a repository, and I've said it in the past, you're basically given permission for that repository to update your K apps setup. You've given permission that if there is something that needs to be updated, it can do it. Again, 19 gives you some safety measures where you have to give permissions for that particular repository, but sometimes people will just say, oh, there's an update. Oh, okay, I got to get it, no matter what repository it's from. You're like giving the keys to your house to some repository. So you need to trust who's behind that repository so that you're not getting bad installs. And again, not everybody's doing this maliciously. I think a lot of times this just happens out of ignorance. People that are creating a repository or add-on make mistakes because they're just not aware of the mistake they make. And then that mistake can roll over into end users installation of the K app and cause problems. So be smart about the repositories you install. You can ask around for, and there's plenty of that. I know that um, uh, there's plenty of places where you can get the proper repositories, especially these ones that's been around for a long time. So just install the right ones, keep yourself safe. And in amongst this same question, I saw some block code, and I'm going to explain in some people, and this is another big Reddit thing. I'm not going to mention the add-ons that are involved in this problem, but there is some problem. There's some issues where people are installing some repositories and installing some add-ons, and they are seeing a pop-up that says you have this particular add-on installed and you're wanting to install our add-on. You know what? We don't like them, and we're uninstalling ourselves. And this is a block code that's put out there it's been around for years. It was used in Indigo. I know the crew used it when they had the F Indigo. We Same code,
Yep.
and now it's been repurposed to say basically we don't like this group. So if you want to use this group's add-on, you can't use ours. Fine. If a developer or a group wants to make that decision, that's on them to make that decision. But this has caused lots of problems when you're reading through Reddit and Facebook of what's happening. And it's just basically Group B says, we don't like Group A. And if you want to use Group A's add-on, you're not using ours, so we're going to uninstall ourselves. And the developers of any and the people running those things free to make that decision if they want that. I don't know. I don't think it's a great idea to tell end users you either use ours or use theirs. You can't use both of ours. You can't have both of ours installed on your device. Um, I don't. To me, I'm not sure what the reason why you would tell end users you don't want them to use yours because they're using this other one. But if you see that pop up, it's because you're having this certain add-on and you have this one. And if you want to use the second one, fine, use the second one. You just won't be able. You'll have to delete all of the first, the one that they say is the that they don't want you to be part of. You have to uninstall all of the modules from that. Not impossible at all. It's easy to do for a lot of medium to advanced users, but for a brand new user, sometimes that can be a little daunting. So keep that in mind if you're wanting to go down that path. But I'm not sure. I know that we've seen a lot of in the groups where there's so much drama about that, and it doesn't make sense to tend, but if a person wants to say you can't use them if you're using us, knock yourself out. I will say I am glad on that code because the code could have been worse. So the code could have, if I wanted to install the second one, it could have went and uninstalled everything from the first add-on and said, well, you know what, if you're using us, we're deleting all that. That would have been over the bounds for me. That would have been, wait, you're deleting their other stuff because they want to use you. But the way that the add-on runs, it just deletes itself. Okay, you want to delete yourself, then that's fine. But I think the code could have been much worse if it would have been done where it was deleting items on your device that that you'd installed. But that's your decision as an end user. Get informed, decide which add-ons you want to use. But I just find it to be kind of silly. But hey, people gonna do what people gonna do.
Hey,
I'm sorry,
be-
y'all. Go ahead.
before you go on, just check the before you go on the next thing. Just check out the private store.
So we have Justin says I have 3 general add-ons in my K build, but want 2 different scraper. Yep, amongst those is gonna go to. Okay, so if you were gonna go with a non-shadow base, again, the crew's been around. You know their name. That name has been used. Saren is another public one that everybody knows about. It's been around for years. If you're wanting different scraper packages, and Justin has a good point here. So what he's saying about different scraper packages is Shadow has its own package of scrapers, its own places it looks, its own websites it looks for the content. So if you installed different add-ons, but they were all using that same package, you're going to get the same results on no matter which one of those Shadow forks that you're using because they're all pulling from the same database. So if you're going to go with something different, I know the crew, they do their own do their own scraper work. So that would be one that you could use. And again, Saren, been around for a long time. Saren does have some extra bells and whistles, some extra steps you got to go through. So some people like that, some people don't. Saren is a top-notch add-on, but newer users can struggle with that. If you're a builder, you probably have some understanding on how to set that up if you want. But yeah, I would probably go with one of those two.
Just read them.
Let's see. I see Fo has in here. Anyone using the Saren plus Tract having issues pulling up next section? Mine keeps airing out. Just started today. Again, I haven't used Saren in about a year and a half, other than tests. I have installed it, tests some things, and I install it. I know about a year ago they were really struggling with some updates. But the developer is very active on that, so he has fixed most or any of the problems that it's had. So I don't know about the Tract issue. I know that a lot of add-ons have had Tract issues. Tract has with using their API, and They've had some issues with tracked in a lot of stuff. So I'm not sure about the next up. Anybody using next up, meaning it plays the next movie or the next TV show, the next episode. So I'm not sure, Poe, but we'll have to we'll talk about that. Andrew says if anyone wants a good video to watch, Todd's agenda video, very good video. And again, I make very, very little off my YouTube channel. I don't pump out a lot of BS videos. I try to educate people. I honestly, I probably make about $100 a year, maybe $150 on a good year from all of the content that I put out on YouTube. But in my agenda video, if you go to my YouTube channel, I talk about why I'm making videos. I'm not here to make money. I'm here to educate you and try to give as much information and let you choose what you want to have on your device. I mean, if you ask me on private, if you hit me up on Telegram and one-on-one and say, Dabs, what's your thoughts on this and that? I'll be honest with you about stuff. Yep, this and this, and I'll give you my honest thoughts. On this show, I try to be a little more politically correct, a little bit more not so opinionated on because I don't want to dog people. I've been blamed before about you've been blaming saying bad things about me. So hold on. So yeah, so thank you, Andrew. That's right. I did have that video out there, and that video is 2 and 3 years old. Sorry, hold on a second. So all right. Oh yeah, but yeah, and I don't have a VPN. I don't have any affiliate links. If you look at my stuff, I have no affiliate links. I don't have anything. Yeah, I'd probably be a whole lot bigger YouTuber if I had some good affiliate links, but whatever. So we have that going. One of our other, and I'm not sure if you have any questions, again, post the questions over there, and Aubyn will try to prompt me to do it. But we're going through the different topics, and in the K app, this is great news for us that this was just announced. I think yesterday, wasn't it, Aubyn?
Yeah,
I think it was yesterday.
It was yesterday.
EzzerMac, EzzerMac is back. That repository had went down for a month, maybe. But it is back. So if you were a user of that repository, it is back up, and the content that you had installed via that repository should be back there, and you should be able to install it. So great work. Glad this is, again, another guy that's been around in the K app community. I don't know, 7 years. I'm off the top of my head. It's been a while that he's been around. So definitely a very good news for us, and it's good to have a good repository that we can trust and with some good content in there. So glad to see that team is back and hanging out with us. And so again, I think it's the same URL. I don't think the URL changed. So everything, if you've had that already installed on your device, you're probably already going to just be able to refresh and see that content that's in there. So Aubyn found this today, and I didn't even know about this, is GitHub is now requiring 2 points of verification. Let me try to grab my... Wait, you sent this to me over here, didn't you, bro?
Yeah, it's on the side there.
Yeah, the private chat. So let me grab that. Copy that. Ding, 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 ding. Ooh, yeah, it's being slow. I got so many things open on my computer right now. Oh my gosh, because we're gonna go into. I've got my Android emulator running over here. I got so many things. So this was, again, you found this. It was released 2 days ago. GitHub is going to now require code contributors for 2-factor authentication. So this is going to be for anybody that has a GitHub account, that has a repository on GitHub. You're going to start seeing that it's going to start requiring 2-factor to authorize it to keep your account safe. Where people get their accounts hijacked. So if you have a repository, if you have something on GitHub, you're probably going to see some information in your email. You're probably going to want to check it out and set that up and set up that. However, because they usually have different ways of setting up that the verification. So you're going to want to set up the one that's more comfortable for you. But they're definitely looking to set that up to create some security there. So definitely check this out. I will post this link in the show notes below after the show is over. So if you have a GitHub account, you may want to take a look at that. Oh, I want to say this, and this is on Reddit, and I meant to talk about when we were talking about the K app. If you're looking for some information, Telegram is always a really great place. But sometimes, if it depends on which group you're in, it's hard to always get information because if you're in certain groups, you're only going to hear about certain things. If you join bigger groups, I mean, my Telegram group, we'll talk about any add-on, we'll talk about any repository, talk about any streaming service, devices. We talk about all kinds of stuff. But if you go to an add-ons, let's say you go to add-on A's Telegram group, don't go talking about other add-ons other than what the group you're in. It's bad form. You're likely to get kicked out because they don't want you talking about other add-ons, and they're not looking to be add-on support for another group or another add-on. So make sure join some groups. I actually even have a list in Dab's links in my Telegram group that has lists for all the different add-ons that I have links for, and you can join those groups and ask your questions about that particular add-on. Reddit is another real good place to do it, and sometimes Reddit is actually quite entertaining. I've been finding this thread, this to be quite entertaining, and you get sometimes some add-on developers will post in a thread about their particular add-on, and sometimes you can learn about find out who this developer is that's working on it and how he interacts with the end users or people that aren't happy with that particular add-on or having issues with that add-on. It's a great way to get some insight to the people behind the particular add-on is following the Reddit or going to some of these Reddit threads and to follow the certain threads. Use the search. Use the search. Use the search. Don't start a new thread just because you have a question because that question may have already been asked. Do a search. It drives me crazy. Same thing with Facebook. People will jump in and ask the same question every single day. It's like, did you do search? And the question was asked yesterday and answered yesterday. So definitely take a look at this Reddit thread. It is quite the entertaining thing. Also a great way to get some information, but don't take everything you read on here as gospel. Everything you read on here, just because someone says do ABC and all your problems go away, that does not mean they're always right. Do some research on it. Make sure you're doing the right thing. So great stuff there. Let's see. Yeah, and that Monkey says, yeah, you always wonder about the program. And again, I'll say the reason why I bring this up is that I'm in a lot of Telegram groups. And I've seen, especially with all these forks, people don't know where to ask the questions. So they're going to this add-on and asking about another add-on, and it's not working. So how do I fix it? That add-on has nothing to do with this other add-on. So if you go join my Streaming Matters room is pretty generic. Again, I'm not affiliated with any add-ons. I'm not affiliated with any one particular item. So people in that room, you can ask the questions there, and sometimes people will direct you to another place to ask that question that may have more knowledge. But don't go to one add-on's Telegram group and ask about another add-on. It's just bad form unless they're under the same umbrella. There's a few add-ons I could say that's under the same umbrella, and you could probably ask that. But more times than not too cool, and you're very likely to be hammered. Sometimes you'll be flamed pretty hard in that group, or kicked. So, so that's how that plays out for you.
There was another one here
Yeah, see, Sandy's
before
giving it.
Sandy.
Can't get
Yeah,
GitHub in the US. I don't know,
I don't know.
Sandy. I have a GitHub account.
Me too.
I'm pretty sure you can. So I'm not sure about that, Sandy. I know I can get it. And Chuck is right. Chuck is Chuck is Chuck. Chuck has a lot of knowledge. Sometimes his people skills are a little bit. Uh, and I know Chuck.
Yeah.
Sometimes his people skills, he doesn't have the patience that Dabs has. Because I'll be honest with you, I have a lot of patience with people, and I can ignore a question. If you're getting on my nerves, I can walk away from it. I can just scroll right past it because I'm like, it's on my nerves. I need to answer it. Chuck tends to have a struggle with ignoring questions. He feels like he's got to ask it, but so yeah, if Funster says protocols common sense. And again, just trying to say, just ask the questions in the right places. And again, Dabs links. I have Dabs links. So when Telegram group gives me a link to their group and says, Dabs, put this in your room, I put it in there. So most of the popular things you can get a link to that group if it's an open group and they wanted their link put out there, it's on there. So it's not hard to find. What's up, DJ?
DJ.
And honestly, Althros is right about this. To be honest, most of the stuff is a fork of a fork of a fork of a fork of a fork. If we go back to Oath, okay, Oath is just a fork of Covenant, most likely, which was a fork of Placenta, which was Exodus, which was a fork of Genesis, which they were a progression. Now the same developer did do Genesis and went to Exodus. So, but they're all forks, and a lot of times forks just building on to do. So yeah, a lot of them are just forking on top of forking, but some forks do a great job. Some guys get it and they do a really good job. They get the content, they keep it good, and it's great. Some find it's a lot of work. So and that's why I don't have an add-on. It's too much work. I ain't got time for all that. It's too much of a hassle. We were going to cover. Let's see. Where's my banners here? Uh-oh. I'm freezing up here. Okay. We have this. All right. Every ISP in the U.S. has been ordered to block 3 pirate sites. Let me grab that link. And this was you found. Now I found this on. Now I found this on Torrent Freak. Now you found that on another one.
Yeah, it's been going around.
Yep. It's common knowledge. I was
Yeah.
looking. I guess it's been a couple days back. So let me. Okay, so let's not freak out on the title, because the title makes you think, well, oh, woe with us, all the illegal streaming sites are going to be blocked. No, there was a judgment against 3 particular websites. That was Israel-TV, Israel.tv, and this Sword.tv, which is all linking to the same website. And the Motion Picture Association has been going after these websites for years. They have been after this website, this particular website and its clones for years. And these, for us, it's been around in a long time. These are websites that's had content, mostly a lot of live content, if I recall right, because I haven't used any of these sites in a while. But they have finally gotten an injunction. And there is a ruling that basically all ISPs in the U.S. must block these 3 particular websites. Let me say it again. The U.S. has said, there's a judgment, that all ISPs must block those 3 websites. Not every streaming website, not every single thing, 3 websites. So again, this is a court case that has gone on for a while, and this is a next step that the Motion Picture Association has saying, you know what? we want this judgment, and then the judge agreed for that. What it does do is it does give a new precedent to what judgments may come down the pipe. Now, these judgments are not rolled out yet, but it is a possibility that some more sites, this could be, let's call it another tool in the Motion Pictures Association's tool to curb their content to being on the internet. This is another tool that they're going to be able to use after they take things to court and they go through all the different stuff. Then they can put it to another step and make an ISP block those particular websites. Now, the people in the UK are like, what's the big deal? They've been dealing with this for years. Many of the big ISP companies, in the UK block bunches of websites. Hence the reason why people in the UK that want to access certain websites have had to get a VPN to access those particular websites that they want. So this isn't nothing new. This is not the sky is falling. This is just, to me, it just makes sense. This is just the next progression of where the cat and mouse game that is being played between these content providers on the internet and the Motion Picture Association, or it's the cat and mouse game they're playing. So this is probably going to happen to more sites as we go forward. It has not happened yet, but it could very well happen to sites moving forward. Again, you may want to invest in an VPN. Do your research on that. Do your homework. Don't just click on an affiliate link because some YouTuber or some blogger said, click on my VPN and you're going to save money because you'll be safe. Do some research. What was it? Restore Privacy. I think that's the website. Restore Privacy. We've done it, and they do like reviews of VPNs. Go to that website and read the reviews. Read the reviews, huh?
I just sent you a quick note. Just let me know yes or no.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. So you probably going to want to do. I want to say it's restore Privacy. Something else. I'm thinking there's something at the end of that, but you can do a Google search for it. It's a legitimate website. They do great reviews on VPN services, the pros and cons, and read those pros and cons, and then decide which VPN fits you. I don't just click it because some YouTuber or a blogger or some website said, oh, you're going to save 80% by clicking this link. You can save that same money from Restore My Privacy or Restore Privacy. They're going to have the same deal. But at least you're getting, what you're dealing with. You're going to get a complete pros and cons to each VPN to find out what fits your need, because not everybody needs the same VPN service. Some people need a higher encryption. Some don't want no logs. Some want better speed, because not all of them are the same speed. So definitely check out some of that stuff. So, all right. And again, I think that this is a question that gets asked a lot. If you're using RD, you don't necessarily need a VPN if you're using RD. RD is not a VPN, but what RD is RD has a secure connection between them and you. So you're able to, the content that you're getting from RD is safe between you and RD. There has been questions where people say, well, what's RD's keeping logs? And what if somebody goes and gets the logs from them? RD's been for a while, and what's the likelihood of them turning over logs? And if they did turn over the logs, what's the likelihood of the Motion Picture Association to scroll through the miles of logs to find your name for you that did it? So, again, if you want to use a VPN with RD, great. If that's what makes you feel better, fine. But you don't have to. And Honeybee has. I've been using RD and IP Vanish together. Okay, it works for you. Again, depends on what you're looking for. Depends on the speed of VPNs can be day and night. So be very smart before you sign up and you buy 2 years. You want to give it a try because maybe the VPN sounds like a great deal, but for you and your location, it may suck. So, but again, if you feel better using that, I don't use a VPN when I'm using RD or Premiumize. I don't see a need to, but not everybody feels the same way I do. And if you feel a little safer, you knock yourself out. Again, this goes. We go into VPNs, and then we talk about, oh, you're safe if you use a VPN. Well, not necessarily. Copy. What's up, DJ?
How you doing?
Hey,
how's everybody
doing? Well.
You can hear me okay?
Doing well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Just trying to set things up. It's been that long
All right.
since I jumped on a show.
I know.
Yeah, been a while. So
Yeah, we missed you.
Missed everybody else.
all right, I'm gonna jump on this, and then once you get sorted, then we'll say hey to Funster and our Funster, DJ. We'll talk to DJ for a second because we were just talking about VPNs, and then India orders VPN companies to collect and hand over data, and they want 5 years of the data that the users of the VPN are using. So if you have a VPN service, India wants you to keep logs for 5 years of all the websites and the places that your account has went. Again, this is not, we don't have, this is only happening in India, but this is quite interesting that they're requiring this because a lot of companies not a lot, some VPN companies advertise that they keep no logs. How true that is, we can talk about that, but a lot, some of them say we keep no logs. So these companies are going to have an issue if they try to sell inside India. And because India, the government saying, you know what, we want to be able to track people down. We want to be able to know because, maybe they're a terrorist and they're using a VPN. So we want to, and that's usually what a lot of that comes from. This is for the safety of our public. We want to be able to track you down. Here it has in here, they banned 22 YouTube channels. And if you read the YouTube channels, they felt that they were given misinformation sites, news. So the Indian government is very aggressive on some of the stuff that they can lock down on. So if you're in India, you're probably going to want to do your homework about what VPN you want to do. And I don't know how much this would work. And I don't know. It's interesting. This is something, pretty new. It's this was out yesterday.
Well, that's from Pure VPN, and they're out of Diamonds, I thought.
Yeah, but if they, well, and even if you did it, you would, if you're doing business in India, I think that's where the Indian government could go after you. Could again,
right.
Not say that they would. This just opens you up to that. So, not sure how that will go. But interesting. We'll see if this becomes something in other countries. I know that what's it, the 7 eyes, the 5 eyes, 9 eyes, or whatever that. So when people are a little bit more worried about their security and VPN and tracking, is that in the 7 eyes country or? But yeah, we won't go to that because I don't understand it and I don't have a tinfoil hat. So what's up, DJ? How are you doing, brother? Did I lose him? Or did he mute himself?
Nah, he must have went to go take care of something.
Oh, okay.
Thinking that you were going to be talking longer.
Yeah, what? He thought I was going to talk for a while?
Yeah, of course.
What? So let's see. We didn't have nothing else starred, did you, brother?
No.
I'm back.
You're back.
Yeah, I was just grabbing a drink because you said you were going to. Normally, when you say you're going to talk about something, Todd, you're on for 20 minutes.
Thank you. Everyone out there, that's the same exact thing I just said.
I'll grab the moment and go and get a drink.
And he was like, I can go ahead and make me a sandwich. I'll probably go ahead and walk the dog or the cat.
The cat.
He's like, I got plenty of time.
He's had some food.
Yeah. So how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. It's like I say, yeah. I've spoken to you.
Yep.
Privately.
Yep.
And like I say, yeah, I'm doing okay, matey. I'm doing okay.
Right. Well, good.
I have to spend as little time as I possibly can at the computer. So
yeah.
I'm
and you do a lot. And again, DJ doesn't do bills, no add-ons, just a themer. And we've showcased his work on here numerous times. I've done videos on it. Great theming. So if you're looking for like a skin with a flair to it, he's done plenty of that kind of stuff. And just kind of been under the weather a bit.
I haven't done any lately. I've done little bits for other people, but nothing to put on my own wizard. So I've done backgrounds and menu bars for other people, but nothing where I've been sitting there like for a long period like I normally would in Photoshop. Because like you say, I'm limited to only 40 minutes at a time at a computer screen now. Yeah. So and 40 minutes flies.
Yeah. It can, and well, your body will tell you when you need to get the hell up.
Yes.
We can try to fool our body, but our body will always tell you how old you are and how good you're doing or not doing.
What are you trying to say, Todd? I'm old and decrepit.
Hey. Just the other day, my mother-in-law says, "Do you have back issues?" I said, "Why?" She goes, "Because whenever you're getting up, it's." And I'm like, "Yeah, my back, my lower back, over years of working, I think it's sore all the time.
Yeah,
my lower back is sore all the time. I mean, not enough to cripple me or nothing. I'm definitely not anywhere in that kind of shape, but it's sore. I'm like." And I mean, I'm 54, so I'm not a spring chicken. So it's
like me. I'm 56, so I'm no spring chicken.
Yeah.
So, but like I say, mine's my neck, so that's why I'm only limited to 40 minutes. Because, as I said, I've got a slip disc in my neck. So
yeah, oof.
So it's not good.
Yeah, it's. Oof. So hey, have you been chasing all the add-ons, or you sticking with the ones you've been using?
I've never chased.
Yeah,
I've never been one to chase. Never have. Like you say, at the end of the day, I use probably two.
Yeah.
I use two. I use Asgard quite a lot, and I use Patriot quite a lot.
Yep. Yeah, good. Now that's a ring fork, or that's not fork. It's a ring base, or is that a shadow base? That's a ring base.
It's a ring base, I believe.
Yep. And it works well.
Same as Asgard. That's a ring base, isn't it?
Yep.
And let's say it works. It does what I want it to do. I've never been one to go and chase and. Never have been.
It gets crazy sometimes. It's like And those work great. They work. Why you need? I mean, and what gets me is sometimes when people they'll chase something and they're like, "Well, it's running slower." Why are you going to use it? It's running slower than the other one you were using before. Stick with what you had.
The only reason it's running slow because they've got 20 add-ons in the build.
That's true story because. And we've said less is better or less is more in this kind of stuff. When you load up the K app with a lot of ton of repositories and a bunch of add-ons, that's background processes. And so they're like, well, this is slow. Well, maybe it's all the background processes running. So, hey, want to say hi? Look, we got Lady Guinevere 74. We know Eddie is 19 times what?
1900 maybe.
Yeah, he's like times 3 plus.
I don't believe that about Chuck. He's 48. Nah.
I don't know. I think he's about 58 or 60. He's a grumpy old man. Red over here. Yep. So Stuart. Yep. I knew Stuart was a little bit older. So yeah, I mean we're Honestly,
Oh, so he's the same age as us.
who?
So
So Hill. Oh yeah, 54 as well. So yeah,
right.
awesome. Look at there. 40 for 30 years.
Yeah,
Look at there.
it's like Sata. I never understand why people chase add-ons.
Yeah. No.
If you find one that works and does what you want, that's it. Stay with it.
Well, and I'm thinking of Tan, Foe over there.
He just left.
He's been using Saren for as long as I can remember. I mean, and I would be like, "Oh, you need to use this add-on when Shadows first come." Like, try this. He goes, he tried it. He goes, "Yeah, no, I think I'll stick with Saren." And you know what? It works for him. It's been working great. And
That's it. It's like, that's it. Everybody gets used to one Pacific add-on, don't they? They get used to its layout. They get used to where to go, and that's why I just stick with the two because I know where to go.
Yeah. And I completely agree.
And like I say, is probably a couple of sections where I go.
Yeah,
in both of them, and that's docs. The interesting docs, or what's Patriots? A good watch. Patriots is a good watch, isn't it?
Is that like a trending? Was that like a trending, or is that like a suggestion list? I don't remember.
No, it's a one-click list.
Oh, one-click. Okay. Gotta love the winners.
It's a direct one-click list, and let's say from what I can see, he does a good job on it. So
I've used it, and it runs really well. I mean, people complain. We're spoiled. Honestly, most of the people using the K app are spoiled because people will say, "Well, I had to wait 13 seconds to get it to play." 13 seconds.
I know.
You had to wait a whole 13 seconds. But come on now. I mean,
I've timed Patriot, and Patriot will play a one-click in 7 seconds.
I mean, that's hey. I don't even know if Netflix plays it that quick. Hey, I did want to bring up one of the other topics on BitTorrent, and we're talking about VPNs. We're talking about RD. Filmmakers in Canada, and this was this today? Just yesterday.
Yesterday, I saw that.
Hit up 1,200 people with suits against them. Basically, they were torrenting. They were using torrents, and the Motion Picture Association has the IP in the 2 times that they watched a particular, and it was for Eva and some other movie. Eva and something else. I can't remember what the 2 were. But nevertheless, they and again, if you're joining torrents, and I've said this over and over to folks, don't use torrents without some type of protection. Now, if you're going to torrent, you better use a VPN. That is, use a VPN if you're going to use a torrent, because your IP address is visible to anyone that joins that swarm. And I've explained this in the past. So a torrent basically takes a bunch of people that have some or all of a movie or any content that's out there. So whatever file you want, a torrent will grab people that have a part or all of that particular file, and they join them together so that each of those people share parts of that file that they have to get other parts. So I share parts 1 and 2 and 6, and then Aubyn has 3, 4, and 5, and that kind of thing. That's how a torrent works. And when you're in a swarm and everybody's interchanging information, little bits and pieces, because they break it down, the file will be broken down into small bits, and those pieces are all being moved around and shared. If someone joins that swarm of files that's being shared, they can see the IP address of all the other people that are in that swarm. Meaning, if you have a movie or a TV show and you're trying to download it, your IP address is visible to anybody else that connects to that swarm. Even if you didn't share that particular, you didn't have to download from them, but you're part of that big swarm that's sharing amongst the people. And so the Motion Picture Association basically runs a bot that just scans that, just running it, scan, grabbing all those IP addresses. And then what they did is Motion Picture Association sent a letter to the the ISP, which was what was it called? Tech. Let me see if I can find it. I didn't know. I'd never heard of the ISP. It was Tech something. If I can find it. Tech Savvy. So the ISP was called Tech Savvy. So the Motion Picture Association sent a letter to Tech Savvy, says, hey, these people on your service were watching one of our copyrighted material. They need to cease and desist, or we can go after them. We can legally go after them. Tech Savvy either sent it out to an email address and people decided to ignore that letter, or Tech Savvy sent that to an email address that those people never use, or Tech Savvy didn't send that notice out. So when the people watched that copyrighted material the second time, they were basically flagged, and now the Motion Picture Association is sending letters supposedly fining these people. And now it doesn't say how much the fine is or any of that kind of thing, but supposedly trying to fine these people for repeatedly copyright infringement. Not just once, they did it repeatedly. So they're saying, we gave you warning. And when you look at the date, and I'm looking at the date, you're talking, so this one here is January 19th. The second infringement, February 1st. This one was January 20th. And then the second infringement was 8 days later. That's pretty quick. I mean, how does Motion Picture Association send notice to Tech Savvy, and then Tech Savvy send that information to the end user in an 8-day span? I mean, that's to me, that's not very long. So you have one here that's 9 days, one's 8 days. So be careful if you're going to use torrents, and even if we go to you guys, what's that one uses A streams? Elemental? Is it Elemental? That's a K app that uses A streams, which is A streams is BitTorrents. If you're using those sites and you're not using a VPN, you are exposed. Your IP address is exposed. Don't use a VPN if you're going to do it. It was Ava and the Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. I'm sorry, that's what it is. Right at the first line.
Right.
Use a VPN if you're going to be BitTorrenting or something. Or if you're using RD, that puts you out of you're not part of that equation. These are people that were just probably using, they could have been even using an APK, because some APKs can use BitTorrents. And people are like, well, I was using this APK. It should be fine. Well, no. If you're using BitTorrents, you are exposed. So please, please, please don't use BitTorrents unless you're using a VPN. Be safe about what you're doing. RD, Premiumize, any of those are also good alternatives. But yeah, this is a great reason if you want to be getting a VPN to be using this kind of. This is the kind of stuff that can get you trouble. I'm curious on the fine, what the fine's going to be, if it's even going to come, because it could just be kind of a copyright trolls, just trying to send out a bunch of seeing how many people actually respond with paying the fine. So, but definitely this was real news. So be smart about what you're doing.
Yep. Protect your neck.
Protect your neck.
I have to.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Jim's right. Elementum. And that, again, Elementum is a K app add-on, and it uses BitTorrents. It uses BitTorrents. So people are like, it's great. It works great. Okay, fine, use it. But keep in mind, make sure that you're able to protect yourself and protect your IP address, because maybe you're getting a letter down the road. Okay, so this happens a lot if you read the logs. If you go in and read the log, this is where we see this a lot of times. And there's a lot of add-ons or repositories that don't always use the HTTPS. The K-app will give that warning because they want people to use the HTTPS. And so it's going to pop up in the log saying, hey, they're not using it. This is insecure. And it is because the data being sent from point A to point B can be, an ISP or somebody can know what that content is. The K-app actually went through and so that is in the logs. You'll see that a lot of times. But there's a lot of repositories that are not HTTPS. So it's not something to really be worried about. I wouldn't, because it's just one of those things that Kodi's saying, the K-app is saying, hey, be careful, because there's not a secure connection between the source and you. So keep yourself safe. So yeah, that's what that means. Let's see, what was it? Oh, you had that thing about the Motion Picture Association wins over
Yeah.
PrimeWire, so it looks like PrimeWire will be shut down. It will be shut down, or maybe already is. They've been chasing PrimeWire for how many years now?
Wow.
I mean, that's been a while that they've been trying to chase that down. So finally, it seems to be that PrimeWire shutting down.
Yep.
So yeah, well, that'll be the end of that. Where was that? Where was the thing? Oh, did I bring up? I didn't bring up CinemaHD closing.
Did you pass it?
Yeah, no, I got it down.
It's down
Yeah,
low.
there, yeah, it was above. So CinemaHD is closing. Again, we're talking about forks at the beginning of the show. We're going to see a plethora of CinemaHD, because there's already been a plethora of those. Because CinemaHD, wasn't it a fork of something else to start with? But there's going to be CinemaHD forks that are going to just be out there. Don't chase them. There's plenty of others that have been out for a while. CinemaHD will most likely continue working for a while. A lot of times with those kind of APKs, if you have it installed, they will continue to work. They'll have scrapers. It's all, it'll continue to work for a while. So no need to panic there, but there will be a bunch of forks and people, oh, this is the new CinemaHD Plus or something. They'll ride that coattail, and mostly it's because they want the money. They want you to go to their website, or they want to pop up an ad in there to create money for themselves. Let's see. Do we want to go through and talk about our Plex amp? You think?
If you want to, we had something above that, didn't we?
Time to reassess your streaming things. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. If I can, hold on. I'm gonna grab the link here, guys. I gotta grab it so I can throw it over in my. There it is. Cabby. All right.
Didn't pop up.
I'm going to drop off, Todd, for a minute. I'll be back.
All right, bro. Okay. Yep.
I shan't be long.
Yep. Good.
I don't see it yet.
I got it. I ain't sharing my screen. I ain't sharing my screen yet, big boy. So we've talked about this a lot. People are cutting the cord like crazy, and what they do is they end up getting streaming services. I've got no issue with any streaming services, but you just need to make sure that the streaming service that you are using fits your needs and your budget, and it has the content you care about. So springtime, we always do a lot of cleaning. So this is time maybe to take a look at what streaming services you have. Uh, a lot of time, I want to say about a month ago, we talked about there was a guy that was showing that some people are paying almost $100 or more in streaming services. So don't be that guy.
Mhm.
If you turned off cable TV to save money, and then you spending $100+ on streaming services, you ain't saving no money. Uh,
Nope.
it, you know, um, there's just so much. Take a look at what services you have. A lot of times, I know I have family members that would come up and they signed up for. I'm going to use an example, Yellowstone. I mean, great show. Love the show. A lot of my family members signed up for Paramount Plus because that's what had Yellowstone. They could watch it every week. That was the only place to get it. So they signed up for it. But then after Yellowstone is over, did they cancel it? No, they continued to pay for it. That is the kind of stuff you got to pay attention to. And if you're not using that service, it doesn't have the content that you need, cancel it. And it's going to get trickier moving forward, folks, because what's happening is as more streaming services grow and we get more of them, what's happening is content is being divided amongst those. So Disney is gathering up all of the Disney stuff. Paramount is getting all the Paramount and NBC stuff. CBS is getting all their stuff together, and Hulu, which it's kind of Disney, but each of them are cramming, and you can only get that content on
Storing
their
their
platform.
content. Yep.
So pay attention to what you watch, what you don't watch. Turn it off. You can always re-sign back up. I mean, that's not hard. But there's people that are paying tons of money because they got so many services because you forget. And you say, well, it's only $5. All right, $5. Well, if you've got 8 services that are only $5, that's $40. And some people say, well, Dabs, that's stupid. Nobody's got 8 services. Oh,
People do.
there are. I mean, a lot of people do. And a lot of people are paying more than $5 a month, especially if you talk Netflix, which is over 20 if you got the 4K. Um, and God help you if you got YouTube Live or YouTube Plus. I mean, or YouTube Live or YouTube Plus.
Yeah.
I mean that
YouTube.
because what's that, $75 a month just for that?
I think so.
I mean that's that blows my mind that people pay it, but people do.
But
Um,
you got to look at the way I look at that is I look at like YouTube is like everyone uses YouTube. A lot of people use YouTube, and so there's so many, like TVs that come out that have YouTube
yeah,
as a service right there, and
yep,
some people think, oh well, it's right here, it's on my remote, and I get to use it. Oh, I got to pay $75 for it? Sure.
yeah. Oh, because I'm not
It's
paying the cable
ridiculous.
company.
I'm not paying the cable company, but I get YouTube TV and I get to see everything.
Yeah.
So you think?
Yeah, no, you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's like I said, I'm almost positive it was $75. It's either 69 or 75. It was something like that. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But and here we are. We're on YouTube, and I'm dogging them out. But yeah, hey,
Yeah.
they strike me and demonetize me all the time. So whatever.
You.
Oh yeah. They just canceled your account. So take a look at what you have. What was it? Watch TV, bro.
Just
What was
watch.
it? Just
Just
watch.
watch.
We talked about this.
Yeah.
Justwatch.com, and we talked about this, and you actually can put in your shows that you care about, and it tells you what
Network.
services have that particular show. So if you're not sure, use this website, justwatch.com, and narrow down what services that you really need. Um, but this was a site we talked about it. You can put it on an Android device. It actually can keep track of your shows. I think it links in with tracked, but it
It
does.
works with track.
I messed with it on the TV. I remember, and it would tell me, "Oh, these are the services." Now, Plex links into this, like our Plex Discover
Yeah.
links into this. I think it uses this API because it
Mhm.
when you go to Plex and you want to watch Better Call Saul,
Yeah.
it'll say, "Oh, well, it's available on these servers as well as this services." Now you own this service or you pay for the service, or you can add on these services, like Apple Plus or some of those things. So definitely a website to check out if you're trying to figure out your content and where your content is. I just want you guys to save money because so many people are spending way too much money.
Mhm.
They don't need to.
And what they're doing is, they're adding in like little no name channels, not no name channels, but channels that don't have much on it, and people
Mhm.
think that that's oh well, it's got that, it must have some other stuff too, and they're buying it. Yeah, they're buying into it.
Yep.
I just don't get it.
Yeah. And you found that it was $65, didn't you, DJ?
Yeah,
For
yeah.
YouTube?
I found that. It was
Yeah.
$65
Yeah.
for
And
YouTube
Funster's right.
TV.
Hey, and anybody that has like for us that has a Shield, that big ass Netflix button. Hey, you
Well,
can
button
disable it.
remapper, button
You,
remapper.
button remapper, you can actually disable the button.
Yep.
So you can make it to that button don't even work. Because
I'd
yes,
rather
when you pick
use
that
it
up
for
and you hit
something
it,
else.
yeah, you can map it to another application on your device. So yeah, I remapped a lot of it or double tap it. If I
Double tap or
long
hold.
hold it
Long hold,
or if I double tap it, it's that. So
Yeah.
that button can be 3 buttons. So button remapper. Thank you, Beach. That is a awesome little trick if you're wanting to use it. Button remapper is great for setting up stuff. Like SiriusXM, I don't know, $20. Yeah, and again, so SiriusXM, that's the same thing. SiriusXM would send me a bill, and they would say, "Oh, we're going to get you up for a year. It's going to be $230." I'm like, "Yeah, right." So I'd call. I'm like, "I'm canceling," and so they'd like, "Oh no, don't cancel. We'll give you for this." I'm like, "Nope, still canceling." Well, since you've been such a long time customer, we'll give it to you for, and it would come up to be $100 for the year. And I'd be like, all right, fine, I'll keep it for $100 a year. And now that I canceled it because I moved up here
Mhm.
and I
Why
don't
didn't you
drive.
just get? But why didn't you just get lifetime like me?
Shut up.
Well, you got it
You know
for your
what?
life.
You are doing something that 99% of the people watching the show are not going to get the lifetime locked into $2 a year SiriusXM package that you have.
Hey, you once you sign up for lifetime for anything, once they offer it, you grab it. Okay, if it's something that you know you're
I
gonna need, you always
right.
go for the lifetime. Listen, would you have done any different with Plex?
Oh
That
yeah.
wasn't lifetime. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's lifetime. Might as well. It's something that you like. You try it out. You like it. You say, yeah, okay. I want this for good. I want something to be my own. I don't want to pay Microsoft.
Yeah. Well,
every year for a
all
program.
right.
You know what
So
I
but
mean?
but anybody that signs up for SiriusXM now does not get your deal.
No.
That's not even offered.
Well,
That deal is not even offered no more.
I can grandfather them into it.
You're
You're my kid.
yeah.
I
Well,
grandfather it over to you.
I do get a thing from SiriusXM that I can sign up for. $60 for the year.
Hmm.
I think it was $60 for the year, and they give me an Echo Dot. And I almost signed up for it because I'm thinking, I get the Echo Dot for free, the
Uh-huh.
Generation 4 Echo Dot, and then I'll get the service. But I'm like, I really don't need it. I really don't need it.
Hmm.
Let's see. Canuck Gal has here. She used a button mapper thing to change it to mute when it was pushed. Yeah,
Well, that's good.
and you can that button remapper. Blind's Eye, I do it to open up TV Mate. I'm telling you, if you guys have button remapper,
Yeah.
you can make any of the buttons on your
Hmm.
remote on your NVIDIA Shield
Yeah.
to open up anything. It's great because yeah, you always hit that, always hitting that button.
Yep.
So, hey, nice to see everybody jumping in. Nice to see you. So let's talk about, I want to talk about something, and everybody get your drinks ready. Get your drinks ready. Because we're going to talk about Plex. Let me cancel this. Oh, I know. You caught wood when we brought that up. Okay. So
I'm just gonna go to sleep then.
Oh,
I'm gonna put myself on mute.
all right.
okay.
So we talked about with Plex, and there is a feature if you're a Plex Plus member, if you have Plex Plus, Plex Plus, no, Plex Pass. Excuse me. I'm sorry, Plex Pass. If you have Plex Pass, you can get Plex Amp, and we talked about this a couple weeks back. And I wanted to kind of show some folks some of the features that's in Plex Amp. So if you're a Plex Pass user, there's a lot of P's in it. If you're a Plex Pass user and you have it, you definitely want to check out Plex Amp and some of the features that it has. I have a music library, and we're going to take a look at my music library, what we have, and I'm going to open this up. So this is, I'm going to click on the home, and this is the home for my Plex Amp. You can see my recently played. It has some radio stations. And again, I have some music on my Plex, and I know Aubyn has way more than I do, but I have some music on mine, and it has some features that you're not going to find in some of the other things. So has your mixes. It will create some mixes because I've listened to some sticks. So it has some sticks, gives me my recently played stuff. It has my playlist. So I have my playlist. So it has those options. Then it has the radio stations. Now, these are not your typical radio stations. These are the content that you have on your Plex server. And you can change if you have multiple servers or if you have friends that have server and then you have some server, you can change where it's pulling the library from. But I'm going to go for this. Let's try this style radio. So you guys see the style radio. I'm going to hit this. So it gives me different radio options. Contemporary, dance. Let's try some of this dance pop. And it's going to grab songs from any of the albums that I have on my Plex server. I'm going to go through here. You can see, and it's going to change it up. Now, I've muted this so I don't get a strike. And I actually turned on the visualization, and I can't figure out how to turn it off. I can't figure out how to turn it off. It's not turning off. I wanted to. These are the visualizations.
Is there a thing on the bottom? I just can't see there on your screen.
No, I don't see it. No. I don't see it. These are just some visualizations, but I can't figure out how to turn it off. Normally, it would just show the album cover. But again, gives me a good. It's a mix, so it's got all kinds of different types of music. Let me back up again, and this is one I use the mood radio. I use this sometimes, and this is really neat. Aggressive, bittersweet, brash, bright, carefree, confident, cheerful. So let's go cheerful. Let's say you're having a happy day, feeling good. You're driving down the road. Here's some Keith Urban, and I click it again, and this is just going to pull music from my personal collection, and to try to fall in that mood. And again, if you don't like it, you just skip it. And, here's Tiny Dancer, Elton John, Little Summer Girls, LFO. So if you have Plex Pass, this is something you definitely want to check out. I mean, I love the energetic radio. I use this a lot when I'm listening. If I'm outside doing some work.
Oh, just tap on the screen where the visualization is.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Thank you for Google.
Yeah, thank you. No, I had to. I loaded it on my phone. I turned it on my phone. I know it's simple to get rid of it.
Okay, so yeah, tap it and it goes away.
Yeah.
So there's the album cover. So there's some Foo Fighters, another Elton John, Your Song. Again, pulling from your library. This will not pull any content that you don't have on your library. Has to be in the library that it's pulling from. So it's going to give you just, and it's, again, they're great playlists that you don't have to actually create the playlist. It is nice to create playlists. I do have playlists, and it does have it. But this is a range, just quite a difference. Did I freeze up there? Freeze up for a second there. Definitely a different different things. Now you can do time radio. I can probably, this is going to pull certain years. 1974. Looking to see what the next one would be after 1974. So it must be the 70s or 76. Yep, another 76 song. Decades, so I can pick the decades. As well as you can create your playlists, and you can put those in your playlist, which is also great. It's also a good thing. But I really enjoy, I mean, if you have Plex Pass, this may be, and you have music on your server, this app is really cool. I think that
Yeah.
you could really
Who
find
needs,
some
you know,
use in
who
this.
need to pay for a service,
Yeah,
if you've got all the music that you like to
yeah,
listen to anyhow.
yeah. And I mean, this shows my library, the number of artists, albums, compilations, soundtrack, the tracks, playlists. I mean, you can search as well as download. So if you're given the rights to download off of off of the server you're using, you can actually download it. So really cool thing. I think that it's great if you're a person that's into Pandora or Spotify or some of that kind of stuff, and you have library already on your Plex server. Check out this. I mean, I really enjoy it. I've been using it a lot lately, and I'm not sure. I wonder how many people in the side chat. I'm not sure how many people over in the side chat are using that have Plex Pass would be interested in using Plex Amp. I'm not sure.
Well, I guess the major question is how many people in the side uh, use Plex, but only for movies and TV, and not haven't been putting their music up there.
Yeah,
Because there are a lot of people that don't, use it for the music.
yeah. I mean, it's good. I mean, it's
Yeah,
a
I know
really
it's
good
great.
app. So if you have music, definitely want to use it and enjoy it because it's a good little feature. And I have Plex Pass, and I paid lifetime, Aubyn.
Hmm.
So been able to use it
Yeah,
forever.
there you go. You won't get screwed out like people that were using was an app that people were using, and now they can't. They don't offer it no more. They don't offer a lifetime anymore.
Oh,
That's
look
what.
and look at Empty Beach. Make a mental note: if you're ever on a road trip with Dabs, don't ask him to bring his tunes. After he's looking at my music, I have some good. No, actually, I have some. I mean, when some of those compilations, I have my music, and just like yours, Aubyn,
Mhm.
it goes. I mean,
It
I
goes
go from
everywhere. Mine
country.
goes everywhere.
I'm
Yeah.
going from country, and I can go all the way to old school rap,
Oh yeah.
to heavy metal, to to country rock, to and when Blue and I were traveling to Niagara, I have my playlist. Hold on, let me see if I can get it here. So I have my playlist here, and it tells you 10 hours of music, and it's got just, I mean, it goes and it goes all over the place. Now when I do it, I always put it on shuffle because I don't want
Hmm.
just
Yeah.
ACDC,
Right.
ACDC. I want to like mix it up. And one of the other things when I did this list is I wouldn't allow any more than 4 songs from an artist, no matter how much I love them. I love Metallica, I love Metallica,
Hmm.
but no more than 4 songs. I had to pick 4 songs and that's it. Look at some
Hmm.
Whip It. I mean, Hotel
Hmm.
California. I mean, Godsmack up in there. Yeah, Blue's like, yeah, this is, and it was good. It was great, great music, great. So Yeah, too bad y'all don't have my playlist because it's kicking. But if you have a Plex server, you can create your own playlist or let them pick your music and do those styles and moods. So I don't know. I was going to take a look at the. And this is where you can pick the source. So if you have multiple, let's say some friends share music with you on from their Plex server, this is where you're able to change the source. You can change it because it's on mine, but it can be other people's. I think you can change the color, if I'm not mistaken, as the theme and stuff like that. So yeah, I ain't gonna go through all this.
And you download also.
Yep. You can download them to your phone. Or whatever device you're using.
Or whatever device you're on. Yeah. You search through it. It does a lot.
And if you have Plex Pass, this is something you may want to check out.
And it does. And did you talk about the radio stations?
The regular radio.
Yeah.
That's your.
Well, the stations that they have like stations for like certain type of music that's not coming from you. You know what I'm saying?
You sure?
Yeah.
I thought all of it came from.
No, I don't think so. If you look at if you go back to, oh no, I gotta go back in there. Let me get back to the home.
Look at got Wolf Mother over there playing. Hey, I've got it's muted, so I don't get no trouble. I thought all this was coming from yours.
No, when you're at home, when you go to the home, and it has a section called stations.
Yeah, but those are still from your library.
You sure?
Yeah.
Like what? That's library radio, but like say you go to
time travel.
Time.
Style.
Yeah,
style radio.
Yeah, because it has because one section has. If you go to style radio,
if you use your regular Plex, you can do it, but it isn't on this. I don't think you can. I don't think that if you went through Plex, yes,
no,
they
but
have.
I'm trying to look at yours. The top rate that you have there, right? Is what library radio?
Yep. Time travel.
Okay. And then when you. Okay, then I guess you can download those.
When I go there,
this
is content stuff? I know. I got
that. Okay.
Right. So, but I know through the regular Plex app,
I have so much stuff on mine. I'm like, it's playing stuff that I've never listened to because I have so much stuff on here.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Think of listen to that song if it falls within their genre that you're looking for. Is like, oh yeah. Where's my mouse?
Where's check your mic? Todd?
Check.
Okay.
Hot mic.
Right.
Hot mic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And I thought, if I'm not mistaken, it had an equalizer in the Plex Amp too, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there is an equalizer in there.
Okay. Yeah, we've heard your wild thing. We've seen the YouTube video on that. Never used amp. If blind eye, if you have Plex Pass, it's free. Try it, and you'll be very impressed. I'm a Pandora guy. I have Pandora, and I added all those songs. Thumbs up. I had to go through it before I made that trip. And I wish I'd have,
thumbs up your own stuff.
Now, but I guess when I was moving here, I couldn't have been playing my Plex because my computer was in the back of the truck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, you could have hit mine or Blue's.
Yeah. Well, Blue doesn't have any music. No, she don't have any music.
Okay.
Yeah, she uses my music if she uses it, but she uses she's not using Pandora. She uses something else that she's using. So I don't know. People need to check it out. Check it out. I really like it.
Yeah, it's a great app.
It's time. Oh wait, You wanted to mention about the Plex's new search and discovery tools.
Do you have that link there or not?
Uh, hold on. There it is. Hold on. I got it. Copy. Copy. All right. We're good. Come here. There you go. Plex new search and discovery tools.
Okay. Now, hopefully everyone's been doing their Plex updates, but they've added now a bunch of different things. I know it's changed on. I didn't look on the Fire Stick, but on the Shield, it changed the icon, not the logo.
Yes, the logo
Have you seen that
changed. Yep.
logo
Yep.
change for
Yep.
you?
Yep.
So
So
that's been
more
changed.
rounded.
More rounded, yeah. Yeah, everything. The letters are more rounded now. The Plex itself, with the new updates, we've talked already before about with the searches, but I think this article was this article on the. I'm trying to look there and see which
It was
one
a
is
week
on.
ago.
Yeah, because it was something else that they did. I'm just trying to think of what it was because they keep doing these updates. Just trying to read through real quick. I don't know. You know what it was? That was for. They did a new search for users who are using the home run, because with the home run and the live TV,
Mm-hmm.
it all works so seamlessly now. I have to give them all the credit in the world because like Todd, like when you're using your Tatuli
Yep.
and you're watching a show and it says, okay, well, you're watching, let's say, uh, 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 what's the show that you watch? I can't think of the show.
Ozark.
1883 Ozark. Ozark season 4, episode 3.
Yep. Yep.
Now uh, with the home run, it allows you to see those episodes when they come up if it's on live TV. Now, when they
Ah.
pop up on live TV, it still shows you the same way of, oh, this is season whatever, episode whatever.
Hmm.
I think it's really neat because you can search for episodes of stuff, and it'll let you know, okay, well, that episode is coming out on whatever channel, and it allows you to record it too.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, so that's really really neat that it does that, because that just happened real recent within the past couple days. I saw that.
Yeah.
Uh,
And I know that I'll be
and
honest with you.
the watch list is another thing that I think that it's been doing really really well, because I seen stuff in that I add to my watch list, and I'm like, oh yeah, I need to get that. And what was that? Um, I is that a okay? I see stuff that I add to my watch list, and I'm like, oh, I got to get this, and now I'll just add it to my uh, radar or sonar, and bang, it pops it in there for me. But it allows you to really see a lot of other stuff really coming out really soon.
Yeah.
So that's really neat with that, using those watch lists. Come in really handy.
I mean, I'm enjoying the new features, and it doesn't do a great job of checking off episodes you watched. Sometimes I find it does have an issue. Like, let's say that I go to server 1 and I
Uh huh.
watch something. sometimes if I go to server 2, it won't have what I've watched already. I have to go back and
Server
look.
1 and server 2. What do
No,
you mean
I
server?
mean, I'm
Like
just
if you,
using.
like mine and yours?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, and it
So
won't update it.
right. So it's not. So it's
Hmm.
not a. They're
Yeah.
working on it. It says that that's the universal watch list, and so they're
Right.
working on that.
Right.
It's not perfect yet because if I go, I'm gonna use example Ozark. It was on Netflix.
Hmm.
So I went to my Plex, Ozark. I want to watch it. Boom. I'm gonna watch it on Netflix. It was like better quality than what I was able to watch anywhere else. And then when I went back, it was not checked off. And I was like, what the hell? It should be checked off that I watched it.
And you watched it on Netflix?
Yeah. Yes.
Netflix is saying that you watched it, and
Right, but I watched
Plex
it. I
isn't.
started at Plex. You know what I mean?
Oh, you started in Plex.
So there is some bugs that's
Mm.
not
The
perfect yet,
bug,
but
the bug that drives me crazy are sometimes with the actors. You'll click down on the actor to see what else
yeah,
that you have that actor in, and there's other shows that that the actor is in,
yeah,
but it didn't make it to that list.
yeah,
And I've noticed that a lot of the times it's that those actors, they have two different pictures for them.
yeah.
So I don't know if somewhere whatever they're using to pull that is what's screwing it up.
Yeah. It's still a work in progress, but I
Yeah,
mean,
it's still a work in progress, but hey, they've done a really good job at it.
they keep trying. They keep trying.
Oh yeah, and they're updating it all the time. So that's why I really enjoy it, because they're working on it.
Yep.
They are listening to what people have to say. Except from me when I keep asking, let's do karaoke in this thing. I have karaoke files I want to be able to do something with.
Yeah. Well, maybe they'll get you one day. All right.
Yeah.
You know what?
What? That
It's
time?
time. It's time. You know where that music came from?
No, tell me it came from the app.
Yeah, Beach was messing around with
Wow.
that. What was it? Incredibox?
Yeah, incredible boxes. Yeah.
Incredibox,
Thanks,
and
Beach. Thank you.
making the music, and making the songs. You see, it has the music and all that came from Incredibox, which was about 3 or 4 weeks ago. You need
Yeah.
to check that if you want to play around with making music. You got to
Yeah.
check out that website. It is really really good. So,
That,
all right,
that was really cool.
yeah. So, all right,
Okay.
go ahead.
Which one we got first? Plan your
This
room.
is plan your room.
Okay, hold on. We got to uh, give the banner to everybody. Um, Plan your room. This one is a neat little app for if you like, say you want to change the layout in your design a room in the house. You could use that to plan the room out. For a quick little app. You could put in the size of the room, and then put in your furniture, and doorways, and all the other good stuff that you need. So I thought that was a pretty quick and neat site that we could have put up for everyone to have to use.
So if you have, and you can change the dimensions of the room. Let me make it a little smaller, and then I'll make it bigger so that you guys can see. Oh, oops, come on. I'm trying to scroll down. There we go. You can change the dimensions of the room, and then we're able to put items in the room. So if you're trying to figure out, is how would that
And that
look?
can
How would
assist,
my
yeah.
room look?
Hmm.
How would my room look? And you can, here's a little end table. You gotta have a little end table right there.
Yeah.
And then I guess
Little
what
tab for
my end table's a little bigger than that, so I can set that right there. So you can figure out the layout of your room without. This can save a lot of guys back. Your wife like,
Oh
no, no,
yeah.
no, move it over there. No, 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 move that chair over there. No, put it back. No, move it over there. You know what? You just need to turn that chair. Now move it back over here. Okay. No, I don't like that. And look at ottomans. Your
Yeah.
chair got a little ottoman. Look at there. Like, how's that? How far is that going to stick out? Am I going to be able to walk around?
Mhm.
That's a neat little
Yeah.
thing. So you can do it.
Yeah.
You can do it for bedrooms.
Mhm.
It had it for trying to pull this down. I know what the heck. Come on, make it small. There we go. Home office, miscellaneous, structural. So
Yeah.
you can do doors, fireplace. So you can put some
Yeah.
fireplace in there, French doors.
Yep. The good stuff you need.
So if you're looking to figure out how you want to lay out your house,
Yeah. Yeah.
your room, plan your room.
Yep. You can print it out and it'd be good.
Let me grab this other link.
Okay.
We know the DJ's not moving stuff around his house.
Hey, I'm
Okay.
listening. I'm listening to you.
Yeah, we're moving it. All right, so we're going to go to alternative2.net.
Alternative to .net. You were breaking up there, Todd, as it was. It's
Yeah,
got to
I'm
be
sorry.
you know what?
Alternative.
You could close
Yeah, let me close BlueStacks.
BlueStacks.
Yeah,
Okay.
BlueStacks running back there. It's got a lot
Yeah,
going on.
that was killing us. Yep.
All right.
Alternative2.net. I thought that we might have talked about this one before, but we weren't sure. But I had to put it back out there for everyone because if I didn't uh, show you guys this site, it's really one to have to check out. It gives you an alternative to whatever other site that you're trying to use or program. So let's say, for example,
Let's go to
if you
Microsoft
want,
Office Suite
okay,
because
so
let's do that.
okay, that's a good one.
Yep.
So you could say you can find an alternative to that, and then it will give you other alternative programs that you can get
Yep. It
that
gives
are.
you where people comment on it.
Hmm.
People can comment, So these are all alternatives to Office.
Yeah,
So,
and I believe that those are all free sites too.
well, it also says free or proprietary. This one says
Okay.
freemium, which would
Okay.
be probably free, but it's
Uh
probably
huh.
got some
Yeah, like
freemium.
shareware, you know.
Yeah, it's got some kind of a butt to the free because
Yeah.
it doesn't say just free. But definitely a great way to find alternatives here's Autodesk if you're an AutoCAD person,
Hmm.
FreeCAD. So yeah, it just gives you options for these different software that instead of you buying whatever software, says, hey, maybe try this.
Yeah.
This might be here. See, this says paid. So
Hmm.
this here would be a paid, but it's another alternative, probably much cheaper than
Much
AutoCAD.
cheaper. Right.
Anybody that's bought AutoCAD, whew, it is
Hmm.
not a cheap program.
Nope.
So definitely a
And what
good.
makes it worse is like I always say, back in the day, like in the '90s, uh, it was like, okay, I remember, you're working and you needed a program, and you go to something like an AutoCAD, and it'd be like, okay, $4,000 for the program.
Yeah,
Okay, but the program was yours.
yeah,
Now they'll say, $3,000, and that's for the year. You
yep,
know, I just
yeah,
I can't. That is, nothing is yours anymore.
yeah. Hey, this is an alternative. This is like just for like Netflix. So,
Hmm.
so we're talking about streaming services.
Yeah.
So if you go to Netflix, it's got Streamio, Prime Video, Hulu, HBO Now. So it's not this isn't pirating sites necessarily. It's giving you options to
Hmm.
that particular Netflix software. So you've got all these different options, and you can check them out. Yep. So
Absolutely, that's one.
lots of good option. I think this is a great little tool to bookmark. Yeah, I think this if you're looking, but
Hmm.
this is a definite site. Bookmark this site because you never know when you're looking for here's Word or Illustrator. All right. So let's.
Okay.
All right. So that was Aubyn Sights of the Week. Thank you to Beach for that.
Yeah, man. Thanks, Peach. For the
For the little that
we're
music.
missing you as you're away from home right now, but
Yeah.
we'll see you soon. Okay. We've got on Wednesday. We have
Wednesday.
Play a Pass show.
Yep.
We have a movie this week, The Survivor.
The Survivor.
Survivor.
I'll grab that. Have you
No
seen that?
spoilers.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've watched it.
Okay.
I've watched it.
Hold on. Let me grab. I think I have it tabbed up. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
I had it tabbed up. There we go. Survivor. The Survivor. So tune in. Yeah, definitely join us on Wednesday. Watch this prior. Let us know what you thought of, let us know what you think of this movie. I mean, I haven't watched it yet.
Play a Pass.
Player Pass, vote in the Player Pass room, and also come on there and let us know what you thought of this particular movie. So, yep. So that's this week.
Okay. We have on tomorrow UFC.
Do you want a spoiler on it?
No.
I was going to say the trailer's better than the movie.
Oh.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Aubyn's watched it. I haven't watched it.
I've watched it.
Okay. UFC tomorrow night. UFC 274. Oliveira versus Gaethje.
Yep.
Main card is at 10 on pay-per-view. Prelims are at 8, and the early prelims are at 5:30 Eastern time.
That's real early.
Yeah, it's real
They must
early.
have extra. They must have
Yeah,
extra.
they have
early
extras.
prelims.
Yeah.
Because usually it's 6
early.
or 6:30.
Yeah, no, usually, yeah. Unless at 5:30 they're going to do the commentary with the other thing there. That's going to still be on the ESPN Plus.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
Yeah.
So
yeah, definitely something to watch for this weekend from that.
Today there was Bellator 280. I had here at 4 o'clock and 1 o'clock, but it was already going on because that was at in Paris.
In Paris, yeah.
Yeah,
that was Eastern Standard Time.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess it was Eastern Time.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of the add-ons might be showing the replay of that. I would imagine.
Yeah, it won't take long. And the
long.
main card might still be on. I mean,
still be on, right?
You think that's almost 3 hours? So
it's 3 hours, yeah.
Main card, Bader might not have fought yet. So
yeah,
brace over there.
Yeah. And we have also for tonight is the PFL, Pillow Fighting Leagues. No, professional fighting leagues.
Yeah, that's
boxing. Is different.
Yeah, this is boxing.
Yeah, this is welterweight, women's welterweight and lightweights. So that's in Texas. Main card is at 9 p.m. and the prelims are at 6. So you can still catch that tonight.
And the NBA is on right now. The NBA playoffs is on this weekend, and the NHL.
And the NHL is playing, right? Yeah.
So we got plenty of sports, and I think F1 is going to be racing in Miami.
Okay.
I believe it's the first time in a while that they've been in Miami. I know there was some big deal about them being in Miami for F1.
Okay.
So people.
Where are they normally?
Well, they go all over the world, but I think it's one of the first times they've been in Miami.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Oh, Oliveira missed weight. They stripped his belt. Oh, wow.
Ah, fuck.
Hold on. Post this up here.
I got it.
You got it? Thanks.
Yep. Wow. Dang. So even if he wins, he loses.
Wow.
Wow. All right. That's going to put a little twist in. And we'll probably be watching that. It's very likely we'll be doing that on Bigscreen on the Oculus. It's Good chance of that. Good chance. What's up, Miss Sharon? So we have any other big news or?
No, I don't think so. We tried to. Yeah, I know we we missed last week, and we tried to keep it easy on you guys and not give you too much information because we're already almost at 2 hours. So I'm sorry, everyone.
Wait, you're sorry.
and you'd hate to see all the other stuff I had to talk about, but I'm not going to put everyone through that. I feel like I put you guys going to church. And so I think I'll just post a lot of other stuff in the Streaming Matters room because I don't want it to get too old.
Yeah.
But I'll put it out there for everyone to at least see because me, I'll always find new news for everyone to find out about.
And as Jim and Stuart probably know, there's some wrestling going on this weekend.
Yeah.
So definitely, if you're a wrestling fan, there's definitely some stuff to watch there. That's on every. I think that's every weekend.
Yeah, that's every.
So weekend. I guess he put that 1 more hour. I bet you it's 1 more hour of Bellator.
Okay.
So people have time to jump on that.
Yeah, jump in. We're still waiting for the Tough Man to come back. Hopefully, the Beach can crack his whip and get these people to get that straightened out.
Yeah, they're taking a little time off, so
yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna get ready. We're gonna wrap up here because we are getting towards the 2 hour mark, and I got to eat dinner. My dinner's over there. I've been smelling it for the last 20 minutes. Sitting over there waiting. Wife brought it to me. So, all right.
That's how she does. She just puts it there and gives you the smell of it.
Yeah, yeah. It's sitting right there. I see it. I see it. I can smell it. I don't even know what she. I don't know what she cooked tonight. I don't know what she. There is Bare Knuckles tonight also, Roger.
Oh, Bare Knuckle. Okay, thanks, Roger.
Oh, we watched that last weekend, and hey, I'm telling you guys, if you have an Oculus, it's fun, isn't it, Aubyn?
Yeah, it is.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Even though he hates,
because it's like you're sitting there with everybody, what I mean, and we have a blast.
Even you're a nerd as hell with your headset on, but hopefully nobody sees you. You're nerdy as hell. But
they are talking about this new one that's coming out. Have you seen all those articles?
Well, I know there's like 4 slated to come out, but they're aiming at different things. But
yeah, they have that AR VR, and
yeah, it's fun.
Still
but
saying the Oculus 2 is still a good place to be that's not gonna disappear.
It's fun though. It's you get in there, you're joking, cutting up. We talk about some of the craziest shit during the fights.
Oh yeah.
It's a laugh. It is a laugh. So yeah, definitely. If you guys are lucky, I have a link down below for the Oculus streaming room. Join it because you want to be in our group when we're watching. If you have an Oculus, if you're not, when you do, get up with us.
Yeah, definitely.
Happy Mother's Day again to everybody. Yeah. Thank you, Leon. Mr. DJ, anything? I know we didn't give you a lot of time, bro, but anything you got to say? And
no, I've got nothing to say, matey. Nothing at all. Because, like I say, I haven't been doing anything. I've been doing as little as I possibly can.
Well, it's good to hear your voice, though. We missed it.
Yeah. You get better. You get better. Take it easy, don't?
Yeah.
I am taking it easy. Taking it easy.
Good.
It's like I say, I'm listening to my surgeon's advice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did they send you a nurse? You got to tell your surgeon. If you want me to listen to what you got to say, you got to send a nurse home to me.
No,
simple as that.
I'm not that lucky.
Well, you could be. No one listens to my advice.
DJ.
Aubyn, knowing my luck, I'd get a queen of a nurse. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
We've been in the chat when Aubyn's nurse was at the house, and he's hateful. He telling him, "I'm on right now." The nurse is trying to get. He's like, "I'm busy right now." Yeah, that I was like, "Damn, that got scared a little bit."
Oh gosh.
Hey, thank you, honeybee. All right, Aubyn, anything you want to say before we go?
No,
roll?
thank everyone for coming out. I'm glad to see so many of you. I'm so happy for all of you guys from all over the world to see you guys every week and join us here. Don't forget, Player Pass. We have the movie. Watch it and vote if you get a chance. All right, that's it from me.
Hey, all right. I was trying to type this.
Oh,
If she needs help with your Plex, she just needs.
Who does? Oh yeah. Hit me up.
Hit up.
Hit me up in.
I mean, Plex does have some.
Yeah.
So there is some little things you got to jump through, but not terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But thanks everyone joining us, and it's awesome to have people to hang with us for freaking 2 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, people hanging out with us for 2 hours. I appreciate it. I'm honored to have people hang out with us, and we had a good time. Lots of information. My big thing is don't panic. It's going to be okay. Just and stop chasing all the new stuff. Let the dust settle before you install some new stuff because there's a lot of crap out there at the time. So we'll see you guys on Wednesday, right? Wednesday, the Survivor. So hey, streaming matters to us because streaming matters to you.